Hello food fans, going to have soup. For lunch going to have Campbell's chunky style soup. This is Campbell's chunky sirloin burger with country vegetables soup. And it's 18.8 ounces, which makes the contents here bigger, heavier than what you would find in a hungry man meal. So what we're going to do is even add a little bit more secret ingredients to the chunky soup, and I think you're going to like what this ends up tasting like. Also, we'll have a secret dessert. So let's get started. And the first secret ingredient is going to go into this pot of boiling water. And what I'm going to do is put in some elbow macaroni. This came from Aldi's. Aldi's has a lower price on pasta. It costs about $1 a pound. And at Kroger it is more expensive. But let's get the lid off here. And I shall pour in some elbow macaroni. Not too much, probably half a cup. And what I'm doing is putting in something that will absorb any extra water that is in the can of chunky soup. I'll let that boil for a little bit and get soft. And I will turn off the heat to the stove that this pan is on. And it's still boiling, and I let it boil for about 7-8 minutes, and then I drain the water, but you might want to let it boil for 15 minutes and then drain the water. I have drained most of the water from the pan, and what I'm going to do is put the soup, the Campbell's chunky sirloin burger with country vegetables soup. I'm going to put the whole can in there, and it will get enough heat from the pan still being hot, and also a little bit of hot water left in that pan, very hot. Keep the kids away from the stove. And this basically is a bigger version, big brother version of the Campbell's beef with vegetable soup. And I will stir this. And we're going to add one other secret ingredient as we are eating this. Let me put the spoon down. The other secret ingredient is going to be from Aldi. We get 12 grain bread. I'm going to toast this bread, and I'll have toasted 12 grain bread with my soup. And it all looks good, and it's not terribly hot after I add the can of soup. Has some water in it. It was not hot, and it cooled down the hot water and the hot elbow macaroni. Let me take a taste of the concoction. And remember, this is bigger. As far as total weight, this weighs more than a hungry man meal. Plus it has the elbow macaroni. I'll try some of the sirloin burger. I guess burger means it was ground beef. It tastes like a piece of beef that was cut off a steak. It tastes very good. I will try the coleslaw. This came from Kroger. The coleslaw is very good. Let me get my toast now. One of my friends used to have Campbell's vegetable beef soup that he would dip toast into. And I do that occasionally. There's the toast. This is the 12 grain bread toast, and it's got some gravy from the soup. Quite good. And it does have a beefy flavor. I shop sometimes at Kroger, sometimes at Aldi. On rare occasions I'll go to Walmart. They all have good prices and good service. Kroger and Aldi are having empty shelves in a lot of areas. That is good. If you have not tried toast, especially a 12 grain type toast or a whole wheat toast dipped in a vegetable soup, whether it's the sirloin burger or chunky beef, this is good. The vegetables are good. The macaroni, elbow macaroni, is good. I'll show you a product here. Macaroni and cheese. This is a 7-ounce package, I'm pretty sure 7 1/4 ounce macaroni and cheese. About 6 months ago or 8 months ago, that was 34 cents at Aldi. Then, when the big inflation move started upward, interest rates going up and all, that macaroni and cheese went from 34 cents to $1.45. So that's a big jump. But more recently, last time I was at Aldi's, that macaroni and cheese was 43 cents. So it went way up and then it went way down. More soup, more soup, more soup, more soup, more soup, more soup, more soup. A little bit about my show business experiences. Back in 1956, when I arrived in Los Angeles, I had zero ability at anything in the way of entertaining other than the fact that I sang all the time. And the first thing I did that can be said to be getting into the entertainment arena, I auditioned for a show called Make Believe Ballroom. That's where Betty White got started. And I auditioned for the show Make Believe Ballroom. I got the gig. I went on the show. I did my stand-up comedy routine, which wasn't that good. It was just not good at all. But I found out that I had the nerve to go out in front of an audience and tell my jokes or talk to them. I could do it. I didn't have the material, but I had the nerve. And I did have stage fright. I think every performer experiences stage fright, especially earlier in their career. But it's all right to have stage fright. Just go out and do your routine anyway. Shake a little bit more. And I didn't do anything else until 1960. I moved to New York City. Thought maybe I'd try my hand at acting. I went to a couple of acting auditions in New York City, and I realized I don't want to be an actor. I want to be an entertainer. I want to have fun. I don't want to be restricted to what is written in a script. The 12 grain bread is quite good when it's toasted like this. So as far as entertaining in front of an audience is concerned, after that 1956 make-believe ballroom show, I could say my next foray into the world of entertainment was 1962 when I started working in radio in Las Vegas. One of my friends who had a radio program had laryngitis and he couldn't do his show. He asked me to do his show for him. He would turn the knobs and punch the buttons and make sure everything was done according to FCC rules. All I had to do was talk, so that was fun. And in 1962 I did the 3 nights for my friend when he had an inability to speak, but he could punch the buttons. And probably 1963 is when I actually started really working in radio. I had my own job, my own income, my own show, my own hours. And again, I wasn't that brilliant, but I had taught myself how to play piano between 1958 and 1960. I worked at Parker Brothers Furniture Warehouse. They had pianos stored in the basement. And I would take my lunch hour down the basement and I'd plunk the keys of the piano. And I taught myself how to play chords without knowing what chords were. And I learned to play basically the rock and roll type piano like Jerry Lee Lewis or Fats Domino or Little Richard. They were my heroes. The beef flavoring in the soup is very good. Have a little bit more of the coleslaw here. Coleslaw came from the deli at Kroger. It's a 3-pound container, cost $4.49. It was on sale, so I bought it. There are bargains at Kroger and Aldi. Do look at all the price tags. Be right back. Anyway, I'm right back. The call was from unavailable. So if they're unavailable, I'm unavailable. Working in radio helped me get into movies. I learned about working background in a movie, and I knew which agency took care of the background actors. I registered with the agency. I got started getting small parts in movies, background parts. And although I did kiss Mary Steenburgen in one scene, that was a nice scene, 1979. She won the Academy Award for Melvin and Howard, and she and I kissed each other in that movie. And being in radio introduced me to people who were in positions to cast motion pictures extras. I started working as a movie extra. I was also playing piano and singing. This is 1979. Playing piano and singing in a piano bar. And finish this toast. So I moved to Los Angeles a second time. So I'd lived in Los Angeles for 4 years, from 1956 till 1960. Then I moved to New York for 1 year, 1960 to 61. I was in Las Vegas 1961 to 1980. And then I moved back to Los Angeles and I started working as an extra in Los Angeles, and really it became a serious thing. I was working a lot, making a lot of money, and I learned how to crash auditions. That got me to Dear John. And now I'm having even more fun with YouTube. And I'm an entertainer, not an actor. I don't have to work. What you see on YouTube, that's me. I'm not phony in any way as far as playing a part of something that I'm not. People who know me, and they'll know me from YouTube, or they'll know me from walking down the street. I don't try to be funny, but sometimes I do things that get me some laughter. Like eating watermelon. My watermelon video, the second watermelon video, the one where it's eating a watermelon with my clone, that's my most popular video thus far. Several million views. My chunky soup video received over 1 million views. Had at least one song that's received 1 million views on my channel, and another song that received more than 1 million views on the Worthy Kids channel. I like YouTube. I like the income from YouTube, but that's not why I do the videos. I was doing the videos before there was income. It's cold in Nashville today. I moved to Nashville in 2006. I've been very fortunate in my life and my career. I've had good health. Without good health, there's no telling what would have happened if I had been sick on the day they had the auditions for Dear John. Take care of your health. Learn everything you can that will help you get to your goal. Don't just wait for a phone call. I will finish this in a minute, but right now we will get our secret dessert. I'm not going to have the fruit cocktail. This I think now costs $1.10 at Aldi. It used to be 99 cents. I will instead have the pudding cup, which costs about 22 to 25 cents, depending on where I got it and what's happened since the last time I bought any. It's a good idea to buy anything that's on sale that you normally would be buying anyway. Buy some extra when it's on sale. Time for this dessert. This is vanilla pudding, and it is very good. It comes in packages of 4. I think the packages of 4 now are about either 99 cents or possibly higher. I would guess it's gone higher since the last time I went shopping. This is good. Thank you for stopping by. I always enjoy seeing you here. I hope you enjoyed the food and the dessert. And I thank you for watching.